None of this. Two new climate reports found human-caused climate change turned up the heat for nearly 2 billion people this summer across the planet. The Climate Central Extreme Heat Report says in the U.S. alone, 32 U.S. cities had at least 30 extra risky heat days. The unrelenting temperatures also sparked Europe's worst wildfire season on the record and Canada's second worst, so the overall picture is not good here.
Some more on the Global Climate Summit, which begins next week. There are concerns that governments will reject more drastic measures to cut carbon emissions. One place where geopolitical turmoil is already having an impact on the climate fight is Svalbard in the Arctic Circle. The Norwegian archipelago is warming quicker than any other place on Earth. Our Europe correspondent Nick Beat went there to find out more.
The world's glaciers are disappearing at an unprecedented rate. New research shows that thousands of glaciers could be lost every year, threatening water supplies, sea levels, and climate. Between 2,000 and 4,000 glaciers could vanish every year.
Global efforts to limit climate change are way off track, with the goals outlined in the Paris Agreement nearly a decade ago. This is according to the State of Climate Action 2025 report, which is out this morning. Researchers warn all systems are flashing red, with not one of the 45 indicators of climate action in line to meet the 2030 target. The report says without redirection, communities could face major risks.
Climate change is reshaping the world around us. What once changed naturally over thousands of years is now accelerating, driven by human activity. Every day, the energy we generate from burning coal, oil, and gas, and the forests here release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, trapping heat like a thick blanket around our planet. Since 1880, the Earth's average temperature has risen by about 1.1 degrees Celsius. It may sound small, but the impact is massive. Melting glaciers, stronger storms, deadly floods, and record-breaking heat waves. Climate change isn't a distant threat. It's here, now, and we are already feeling it.
In Malaysia, the effects of climate change are impossible to ignore. Our weather has become unpredictable, heavier rainfall, flash floods, and extreme heat waves. The country receives around 3,000 millimeters of rain every year, but it no longer falls evenly. Some regions are flooded, while others face droughts. In 2021, floods displaced over 70,000 people and caused more than 6 billion ringgit in damages. Sabah and Sarawak suffer recurring forest fire and haze, threatening communities and wildlife alike. Even cities like Kuala Lumpur and Penang are getting hotter as concrete urban heat island effect. Climate change isn't just a change in weather, it's reshaping our lives, our cities, and our future.
Climate change affects more than weather. It disrupts ecosystems, livelihoods, and the economy. Farmers lost crops due to unpredictable rain and extreme heat. Fishermen see fewer catches as warmer oceans disturb marine life. Coral reefs across Southeast Asia, more than 40%, are already under heat stress or bleaching. The economic impact is enormous. The 2021 floods alone cost billions in damages, and rebuilding takes years. Climate change also threatens public health, food security, and increases the cost of living. It's not just an environmental issue, it's social and economic, touching all of us.
Human activities, from pollution to overpopulation, are driving up the Earth's temperature and fundamentally changing the world around us. The main cause is a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. Gases in the atmosphere, such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons, let the sun's light in, but keep some of the heat from escaping, like the glass walls of a greenhouse. The more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, strengthening the greenhouse effect and increasing the Earth's temperature. Human activities, like the burning of fossil fuels, have increased the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere by more than a third since the Industrial Revolution. The rapid increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has warmed the planet at an alarming rate. While Earth's climate has fluctuated in the past, atmospheric carbon dioxide hasn't reached today's levels in hundreds of thousands of years. Climate change has consequences for our oceans, our weather, our food sources, and our health. Ice sheets, such as Greenland and Antarctica, are melting. The extra water that was once held in glaciers causes sea levels to rise and spills out of the oceans, flooding coastal regions. Warmer temperatures also make weather more extreme. This means not only more intense major storms, floods, and heavy snowfall, but also longer and more frequent droughts. These changes in weather pose challenges. Growing crops becomes more difficult. The areas where plants and animals can live shift, and water supplies are diminished. In addition to creating new agricultural challenges, climate change can directly affect people's physical health. In urban areas, the warmer atmosphere creates an environment that traps and increases the amount of smog. This is because smog contains ozone particles, which increase rapidly at higher temperatures. Exposure to higher levels of smog can cause health problems such as asthma, heart disease, and lung cancer. While the rapid rate of climate change is caused by humans, humans are also the ones who can combat it. If we work to replace fossil fuels with renewable energy sources like solar and wind, which don't produce greenhouse gas emissions, we might still be able to prevent some of the worst effects of climate change.
Malaysia has made climate action a national priority. Through the National Policy on Climate Change and the Paris Agreement, the country aims to reduce the greenhouse gas emission intensity by 45% by 2030 compared to 2005 levels. Key initiatives include the Low Carbon Cities Framework and the National Energy Transition Roadmap, promoting the renewable energy, cleaner transport and energy efficiency. Programs such as the 100 million tree planting campaign and the Green Building Index support environmental protection. These combined actions show that Malaysia is moving towards a greener and more climate resilient future.
Communities and young people are leading Malaysia's climate movement. From cleanups to recycling campaigns, these efforts build awareness and inspire real change. Over 60% of Malaysian youth have participated in at least one environmental activity. Schools and universities run projects like waste segregation, energy saving campaigns, and urban gardening. Young innovators are also developing solutions, from solar power device to apps ranking carbon footprints. Social media amplify these voices. Hashtags like #KitaJagaKita connect Malaysians across the nation. Together, youth and communities prove that climate action begins with small, local steps, creating a cleaner, safer, and more sustainable future.
Understand how climate change affects us personally, we would like to ask members of our campus community. May you introduce yourself?
My name is Wei Chun and I'm a year 2 actuarial science student from the Faculty of Science. Yeah.
Okay. This is my first question. How have you experienced climate change on campus or in your life?
Recently, right, I've noticed that the weather is getting super unpredictable. Like sometimes it's really hot and sometimes like sudden heavy rain and even causing floods on our campus sometimes.
So for the second question, what role can youth play tackling climate change?
In my opinion, I think we can actually spread the awareness and maybe push for greener habits and also to take small actions that can add up, like reducing waste or saving the energies.
Very nice. So for the last question, are you personally involved in environmental initiative?
Oh yeah, I recently joined a clean up or call it a recycling activities when I can, and I also try to use less plastic and be more eco-friendly in daily life.
Alright, thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
Around the world, countries are taking action. Denmark generates more than half its electricity from green energy. China large-scale tree planting projects restore ecosystems and reduce carbon dioxide. These examples show that when government, community and technology work together, real change is possible. Malaysia can learn from these models and adapt them to our own context. Okay.
All these efforts connect to Sustainable Development Goal 13, taking urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Climate action also supports clean energy, sustainable cities, and protecting life on land and in water. Even small actions here on campus contribute to progress for the entire planet.
Climate change. It's real, it's serious, and it's up to us to solve it. In the last 2 decades, we've experienced 14 of the hottest 15 years on record. By 2050, drought and chronic water shortages could impact 1 billion people, while millions more will be at risk from coastal flooding. It can seem overwhelming, but there's reason for hope. If we embrace solar and wind power to their full potential, we can cut the world's yearly carbon emissions by 1/3. Already, Germany generates 27% of its electricity from renewables, with a goal of 80% by 2050. Denmark has shown it can produce more wind energy than it can use, and England is building the world's biggest offshore wind farm. Communities large and small are taking steps. A new public building in Mexico City has an exterior that breaks down air pollutants, erasing the effects of 1,000 cars each day. Paris installed street tiles that harvest energy from foot traffic. Other cities are paving streets with smog-eating concrete and sidewalks with recycled materials. Individuals can make a difference too, through the choices we make every day. If every American driver drove 10 miles less each week, it could eliminate more than 100 billion pounds of carbon from the air each year. New innovations are making important strides possible, and more are on the way, but we can't wait. Reimagining our world's energy future will take a shared sense of urgency from countries, companies, cities, and all of us. Working together, real change is possible.
Climate change affects every one of us. The time to act is now.
Every action matters, no matter how small.
When millions take small steps, it leads to massive change.
Together, we can build a cleaner, greener, and safer future.
Because
Protecting our planet means protecting our home.